welcome back to my YouTube channel, and thank you for joining me for another one of my videos. So today I wanted to do a different video to normal. I was thinking of some ideas and I saw a really funny video from one of my favorite influencers the other day, and it was what my friends want you to know about me. So I was like, do I really want to share that with the world? But the responses I had, I was like, actually, these are really good, these are really funny, and it's obviously a new and different insight into my life, into me and what I get up to off camera. So let's get started. First of all comes from my friend Charlie, who I've known since school. We've literally, been friends for decades, literally. So she's probably known me the longest out of all of my friends, although we have kind of drifted apart and come back together over the years just because our lives are so hectic. Yeah, she's definitely probably the longest running friend out of everybody. So Charlie started off by saying, because I said, what do you want people to know about me? She said that you're a boss lady, a friend who everyone looks up to, especially me, one who's always there for those you love, and we always have a right laugh when we catch up. And then she was like, and also that I have a bad track record in men like her, which I do not agree with. I do not agree with that. Yes, okay, I have dated some frogs, absolutely. And you know, yes, they have shaped my life, but I think on the grand scheme of things, Charlie has absolutely dated worse men. And I think, you know, the guys I dated are not even on the same scale, so I'm not that bad, Charlie. And also, what else did she say? Oh yes, and the time that I got her into a press event as my manager. So I do this a lot actually, but Charlie's definitely someone I've done this the most with. When I get invited to press events or anything like that, parties, launches, whatever, basically they don't really give you a +1, and I hate going to these things by myself, especially traveling up to distances. So we got invited, or I got invited should I say, to Lush's grand opening store in Southampton a couple of years ago, and I was like, I don't want to go by myself. So I basically said, I just brought Charlie along with me and basically just said she was my manager. And she got in, it was all good. So yeah, many of my friends have pretended to be my managers throughout the years to get into events, absolutely. And I have no shame in that. We have a great time and all is well. So I have quite a few, I was gonna say momagers, but they're kind of friendagers, aren't they? Not momagers. So yes, I have a lot of friendagers who do absolutely no work for my business or me, but they get to go to events, which is good. And she says, I also remember us sat on the field at school listening to Sean Kingston Fire Burning or something like that. We always used to basically just dance, which is pretty much true. And I also remember illegally smoking with Charlie actually at school. We were a bit rebels. We were definitely rebels at school, absolutely. So thank you, Charlie, for bringing up a lot of my school life there. So next on to my friend Kate, who says, I think your followers would like to know that you really are a good dancer. And I think a lot of my friends have actually said this in their comments. So I would absolutely agree with that. It's definitely one of my many hidden talents. I used to do performing arts as a child. I loved singing, dancing, acting, I loved it all, but I was never the strongest dancer. When when I did performing arts in A-level, they would never pick me for the dancing roles just because I was a bit like an elephant. And obviously the style that, you know, I'm nearly 6 foot, so there's 6 foot of me and long legs. I'm not always the most gracious, should we say. You know, when it was ballet, I used to do ballet as a child actually, but especially in my A-levels, when it was ballet or delicate dancing, yeah, I just never got picked. And I do know why, because I'm quite clumpy. But I think in adult life, I've actually got better at dancing, surprisingly. I think because I just don't care. I've got, you know, I'm not trying to impress anyone. I'm just there to have a good time. So I'm always the one on the dance floor. I'm always the person twerking, doing the worm, grinding. Literally, I am that person, and I don't even drink alcohol, so it's completely fueled off good vibes. But I do love dance, and I feel in another lifetime, or I don't know, if all of this was to not work out, I would love to be a dancer, but I just couldn't I couldn't commit to this schedule. Like I could not dance like really solidly and like go under the like really excruciating regimes they have to train to perform, and I'm just not here for that. Like this is absolutely like fun dancing, but I always envision myself as Beyonce's backup dancer. Absolutely. I love like kind of Latin dancing. I love contemporary dancing. I mean, basically anything modern, contemporary, twerky, grindy, body popping, I'm there. I'm there. And a lot of people are shocked when they see it because they're like, oh my God, like little Emma, like really conservative, well-spoken Emma is like just twerking over there. And, you know, many of my friends have captured this and it is over the web, but it will never be seen. Ha ha ha, it will never be seen. So yeah, loads of people do see it as a shock, but you know, I'm all about the empowerment here. I bring it out of people. So who knows, maybe, and like I always say, at least when I do like big seminars when I'm older, when I like, you know, get bigger and like in years times and stuff, like at least we're gonna have like an epic dance party as well. Like it's not just gonna be an awkward dancing on the stage, raising your vibes. It's gonna be like we're having a dance off here. So yeah, like I would agree with that. A lot of people don't know that about me and are quite shocked when they do see me dance because they're like, whoa, like where has this sass come from? Where has this come from? So I definitely love dancing. It's obviously very divine feminine. And yeah, basically I would just love to be Beyonce. Okay, so my friend Amanda, who you guys will probably know from my social media, my London friend Amanda, has said that you don't really drink alcohol, which I don't know whether Amanda knows I've given up alcohol now. So I was like, yeah, I don't drink alcohol at all now, Amanda. That you're a fabulous supportive friend and that you're a work machine, obviously. I think all of my friends would be like, you're a workaholic. And then the story she wants me to tell is the vegan restaurant night. There's a lot of stories in this video which probably should never be told, but I think some will find amusing. So the vegan restaurant night was before, like way before I met Mr. C, and I was interested in this guy. We were messaging and he was just like really good looking, like too good looking. Like, you know, when you just know someone's out of your league, I was like, this is like too much. Now that's not self-criticizing to me. I just generally was like, I just don't think I could be with someone that good looking. I would feel the pressure. Like I would literally feel pressured to like lose weight and to work out and stuff, because like there would be them with their chiseled abs and body, and there's me with my muffin top, like no fucks given. So do you know what I mean? Like sometimes I know things work and like, but for me, I'm just like, I just don't think I could be with someone like that because I'm relaxed. I'm just like, whatever. So yeah, I basically was just like, having a little flirt. Well, I thought it was flirting. It was not flirting. It was being used to develop his own company. But I was just like, oh, this is normal that someone wants to like ask me questions about my business and wants my help and stuff. Like, I just thought that that's what that was. So anyway, we agreed to meet up in London and I was meeting Amanda and I didn't want to meet him on my own. So I took my best friend along to what I thought was a date. So I thought it was a date. I'd obviously never dated before, so I didn't know the kind of terminologies of a date or how you decide whether something's a date or not. But the worst bit was I took Amanda along with me. So we went into the restaurant. It was a vegan restaurant because he was vegan. Didn't even ask us what we wanted to eat. He was like, we're eating at this place. And I was like, okay, maybe he's just a man who's very decisive. Okay. So Amanda was also like red flag straight away. Like Amanda does not just tell you. He should ask you where you want to go, like what kind of food you like. So she was like, he's already got a red flag. So we turned up and it was just mega awkward because for like 2 hours, he literally spoke about himself, nothing else. And this is when I realized this is not romantic in any sense. Emma, you've read the situation completely wrong. But the best bit was he didn't even eat. So Amanda and I had to go up to these vegan counters and pick all this vegan food, which we had no idea and didn't really want. And we're just like, what the fuck do we have? We obviously had to pay for it ourselves. So we sit down and eat and he doesn't even eat. So we go to a vegan restaurant when neither of us are vegans to eat with a vegan who doesn't eat. So it was very, very messy. So then we definitely decided when he went to the toilet, it was a get out quick job. We'd misread the situation. This man was using me and he was just, yeah. We'll leave it there. And literally Amanda was like, thank fuck you brought me on that date, Emma, because like literally she was like, he is not for you. She was like, I am not letting. So we walked out the restaurant and Amanda's like, right, I'm gonna put this to the test, to start saying like, oh, you two would make a really good couple. And then he's literally like, no. And I was like, oh, this is really awkward. So anyway, after that we went out to a bar. Oh my god, and it actually gets worse. I've just remembered the worst bit of this story. Oh my god. So it gets worse after that. So we go to a bar to like have some drinks and to basically like drown our sorrows of Emma gets rejected. And basically we're sat at this bar and we walk in and it's full of like London businessmen and they all look at us like a piece of meat. They're all like in their mid-40s and above, or like literally I said to Amanda, I think we're going to end up punching a lot of people in this place, because like you just think like, oh my god, like I'm appropriately dressed, I have no skin on show, and you're literally looking at me like I'm a bit of meat. It was horrible. So we go to the bar, we sit down, and these two lovely gentlemen basically say, oh, like take our seats, it's fine at the bar. So they were kind of just talking to us because it was so cramped, you were kind of like in each other's conversations. And his friend, this guy's friend, went, so he was left with us and he was so freaking drunk. So anyway, it turned out that we had a mutual friend in common, and I was like, no way, that's crazy that we know someone. So anyway, he was like way older, like 15 years older than me, like so way not on my league, but he was trying. He was like, so what's your dream man like, blah blah blah, but he was trying. And Amanda was like, no, 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 and I was like, I don't know what to do right now, this man's giving me attention. So I was describing my dream man and he was like, whoa, I'm taller than you, I'm older than you, and it was just a mess. It was just a mess. So anyway, he was like, oh, I'd really love to take you out on a date, blah blah blah, and we were just like, no, no, no. So anyway, he stumbles off and talks to a wall because he's so drunk. And anyway, after that weird night out, we then bumped into a man dressed in cellophane while having fish and chips. I mean, when I say it was a weird night, it was a weird night, and it was a great night at that, because me and Amanda just had such laughs about all of this afterwards, and still do now. And then the best bit is a week later, this is the universe in action here, I go on Facebook to, I don't know, just like randomly search him on Facebook, and guess who comes up as a suggested friend? No, I've got this story wrong. I've got this bit wrong. So I actually message our mutual friend the next day, sorry, and say, oh my god, you'll never guess who I bumped into last night, your friend so-and-so. And my friend was like, oh, really? Oh, okay. And I was like, yeah, it was so funny. He was hitting on me and asking me out for a date, but I said no because he's like way older than me and it was just really creepy. And he was like, he's getting married next week. And I was like, what? And he was like, yeah, he's getting married next week to his fiance. And I was like, holy fuck. This man was like literally saying how unhappy he was, how he wanted to meet his wife. And I was like, oh. So really, like, this is like all experiences where dating was like not good for me. Like, oh, it was horrible. So that was the night with the vegan date and the crazy taken man who, oh my god, like I literally couldn't believe it when my friend told me that. I was like, oh, dodged a bullet. Okay, so now I think the stories are just gonna get worse from this point. So Anne-Marie, who again has been one of my longest friends, 7 years, I've known her since I worked in the phone shop, so literally loads of years. And yeah, like I would say she's probably like my closest best friend, and we've just been through so much together, which you guys will have read in my book if you've read it. And she has said that you have a heart of gold, you're kind, understanding, honest, your strength inspires me to believe in myself more, you're smart and have unbelievable strength in your own beliefs, you care for others the way you want to be cared for, and I'm extremely lucky to have you in my life. And I just want to cry at that. Like, everyone's been so fucking lovely, and I'm like this proves that literally like your vibe attracts your tribe, literally. And I'm just so fucking grateful for all my friends. But I love Annie. And then the story she wants me to tell is how I shit myself in Paris. Now, quite a lot of these stories involve Paris and poo. So again, if this is not your cup of tea, I would probably switch off now because the stories are going to get worse from this point. I haven't even started Hannah's stuff yet, or my parents. My parents isn't that bad though. So how I shit myself in Paris. And you know what? I can't believe I'm sharing this on YouTube, but I think, fuck's sake, like if you can't share this story and laugh, then so what? Like, I don't care. I don't care because it's life and I have IBS. Yeah, I have a really delicate stomach, and especially with dairy. And last May I went to Paris with my friend Annie to celebrate her 30th birthday. So we had an amazing time, so much fun. And it was just so funny. Even this situation just had us in absolute hysterics. So it pretty much was a Sex and the City moment where Carrie is in Mexico and Charlotte is like, what? Literally was that moment. So I do react to a lot of dairy products, but I'm also very careful what I eat. So I know what my restrictions are, and that morning I'd had scrambled egg at the hotel. And mum failed to tell me that this has happened many times in my life where I have eggs abroad and then react. And I was like, great, thanks mum for not telling me that information, you know, prior to me eating said eggs abroad. But I know now, hey. So we go to the Eiffel Tower, we go on the bus tours, and basically we sit and have lunch outside the Eiffel Tower. And I don't think it was the Eiffel Tower lunch because I think I didn't have any eggs or dairy, so I don't think it was that. I think it was breakfast. But yeah, basically we were sat having lunch, sat in front of the Eiffel Tower. Life was great, it was warm, sunny, and then we walked down to the Eiffel Tower after lunch, go and explore on the steps, take loads of gorgeous photos. It was just the dream. So we get to the bottom of the Eiffel Tower, the road bit is, and there's this like merchandise shop, and we go in and get some like, you know, gifts for everyone. And then all of a sudden I'm stood there, and you know that feeling when you know shit's about to go down, quite literally. I had that and I was like, oh God, I need to get to a toilet now. So I was like looking around, trying not to make it obvious, and there was no fucking toilets. And I'm like, Annie, there's a situation occurring. I need a toilet like right now. Have you seen any toilets on our way down to this bit? And she's like, no. And I was like, fuck. So I was like frantically Googling while walking, and I was like, look, FYI, I'm about to like shit myself. I really need a toilet. And obviously Annie like knows with me that happens, so she's like, it's fine. And that doesn't happen often, can I just say, but she knows I have sensitivity, so I always have Imodium with me. I always have stuff like that, so I'm always prepared. But I end up having to go back to the original restaurant where we had lunch because all the restaurants were around one area, and I thought, I know it's a free toilet because a lot you had to put money in and like coins and stuff, so they know I've eaten there, like, do you know what I mean? It was just easier to go back into the restaurant where we ate. So I ended up sprinting because it was still like a 5-minute walk from the Eiffel Tower. So there's me like sprinting, like just praying that I'm not going to shit my pants in the middle of Paris and have to walk around with shit on me. And I managed to get to the toilet in time, and I did not leave that toilet for an hour, and it was humiliating because I was holding up a queue, like literally it was awful, and I just could not leave the freaking toilet. And I was like texting Annie like, this is bad, like, and she was just outside wondering what the hell was going on because the signal was so bad, so I couldn't keep texting her. So eventually she comes down, I was like, hun, I cannot leave this toilet, like it is not stopping. So I end up having to take a whole box of Imodium, which I've never had to do before. And even then, like, I was still like, I don't know whether this is gonna be enough. I don't know what's wrong with me. Like, when I say my body freaking purged itself and cleansed itself, it did. Like, it was the worst instance I've ever had in my freaking life, and I was just so grateful that I had that toilet there and then, and it was free and I could use it. So in the end, like, I was praying to all the angels, all the gods, every mystical being to like fucking hold this in so I could go back to the hotel and rest, because I just felt so ill by this point, obviously. And like, thank God, like, I managed to get back, and I just thought, I can't handle shitting myself in an Uber right now. Like, please universe, please let me get back safely, because I can't explain to the Uber driver that I've shat myself. So that was how that happened in Paris. But it still was a hilarious trip, and that's definitely a story that we always laugh about, and like we always just have so much fun, Annie and I. We always laugh about everything and have so many funny stories of just life in general. But yep, I'm sure that one's gonna come out at many occasions in my life, probably my wedding as well. But hey, at least I put it on YouTube first. Okay, so Selena has put obviously that you are loyal. I mean, loyal is literally tattooed in my DNA. Are manifesting rapping, how much of a fun godmother you are with the twerking dolls and Cardi B bear, and of course our amazing dancing. So yeah, when I get, well, basically when Selena's like, I really want to manifest, I really want to get dedicated, I always make us do manifesting rapping. So we'll put some Eminem on, it's normally Lose Yourself. And I'm like, come on, Selena, tell me what you want. It's like a fighting ring. We're like, come on, tell me what you want. And she's like, I want this, I want that. I'm like, yes. So we have like manifesting rapping battles, which is really good for manifesting, definitely. And we just love that kind of Eminem rap music as well. Then the twerking dolls, I'm sure many parents would probably not agree with my concert performances I put on for Bella, my goddaughter. So we have Cardi B, who is her bear. We have Taylor Swift the doll, and they just put on a performance. Bella freaking loves it. Like her laugh fills me with so much joy, and like literally she loves when like Auntie Emma does like the stage performance, puts the music on, and the babies are dancing, the dolls are dancing, they're twerking, they're doing everything. I mean, obviously I do, you know, keep it PG as much as possible. But yeah, that's what an auntie I am is I basically, you know, turn everyone's toys into a rap battle or into a concert performance. So this is where like all the singing and dancing comes from, definitely. I'm living it through Bella's dolls now. But yeah, me and Selena obviously have fun with that as well. And we end up just having concerts of ourselves. Nobody's watching, it's just Selena, I and Bella, and we're loving life. Right, I did actually ask my parents in this. I cheated because it was just meant to be friends. So I did actually ask my parents because obviously they've known me the longest out of everybody. And then I'm going to do Hannah's last because it's awful. So my dad wants everybody to know about the time I cried on the way to school for half an hour with him because I wanted bunchies in my hair as a child. Now I remember this instance well because I think it scarred my dad for life. I just used to be so concerned with my hair as a child. Obviously now I really don't care that much, but yeah, I remember that day I cried for 30 minutes straight, putting my dad through hell because I did not have bunchies in my hair. I mean, I don't really know what to say about that. I mean, I just really wanted bunchies, clearly. Then mum's put that you had the whole collection of the Spice Girl dolls and wanted to be one of them. Absolutely, I still freaking do. And I'm going to the Spice Girls with Hannah next month, which I'm really excited about in London. So my 9-year-old self is living her best life right now. But yeah, I used to like do like music concerts with all my dolls. Loved the Spice Girls. Definitely was a posh Spice, of course. But yeah, I've just always loved like music and performing and dancing and singing, and I've always wanted to be that as a child, always. And mum says, I think you were in training for your YouTube videos from a young age as you were lying in your cot. You never used to cry, you just used to lay there for ages chatting to your feet. To be honest, like I still do that now, not to my feet. I don't talk to my feet, but because I live by myself and like I just have chats, do you know what I mean? Like you just have chats with yourself. So definitely, I think it was preparing me for my future career. Maybe I was talking to angels, maybe I was talking to my spirit team, who knows? But yeah, like everyone always used to say as a child, I was so quiet and well behaved and I just used to chat to myself. I never used to chat to anybody else, just used to talk to myself. Which, yeah, I can see why I was classed as weird child actually. But now it all makes sense. And it is 11:11 as I look at this. So even though it's probably not 11:11 for you, happy 11:11. What else has she said? You always wanted to be a singer, hence going to stage schools as, you know, your A-levels and stuff. And also I auditioned for Britain's Got Talent. Oh my god, I forgot about that. So yes, I did audition for Britain's Got Talent when I was 16. I went in with singing and did not get through because it was awful. I was scared, like so nervous. I don't even know why I did it. Like, I have a good voice. Like, it's not like I don't have a good voice, but just the confidence was not there. Like, I'm just like, I wasted all that time. So I definitely always wanted to be on stage, and like always saw myself from a young age on stage performing. But I guess now it makes sense, because it's like, it wasn't that I was going to be singing or dancing. I mean, who knows? But it was that I was going to be talking to people and teaching people and being on a stage, but in a very different way. So it's weird how I've always kind of wanted those careers, or, you know, like I said with the book, how I always used to know I would be an author, and then it happened, but not in the way I thought it was, because obviously this career didn't even exist when I was a child. So yeah, I guess the universe has always kind of prepared me for this, I guess, in a way. And I have always just had that natural confidence, because I've been preparing since childbirth, clearly. And also some amazing stuff you have done is gone back to my old schools and given them talks about career and self-employment and how to, you know, break online and, you know, work online and stuff, which I did really enjoy. Actually, I really enjoy speaking to, you know, young adults and teenagers, not children, about like the work I do and how they could get into it too, because I just think it needs to be done. You know, there needs to be people in schools, in A-levels and colleges, who can kind of share this side of stuff for people who are generally interested in it. So I definitely enjoyed doing that. I've done lots of charity runs and donating to charity, and did a hospital donation as well a couple of years ago. So a lot of that was when I was doing my couponing work. I used to get thousands of pounds worth of toys and gifts and products with coupons, so not gifted, through coupons, like actual spending money and getting it, and then donate a lot of it to the children's hospital at Christmas. And like that just, oh, made me so happy seeing their little faces at Christmas. And like, it was just so lovely to work with the hospital to, you know, make so many people's like Christmas happy, because like no one wants to be in hospital at Christmas. So like that brought me so much joy. And like what made me cry so much was afterwards, like the kids and the lady who organized it like did me a little card, and I was just like, oh my god, like, and I just connected with so many of them, and it was just so lovely to be able to do something nice through my work, to be able to make others smile. Okay, and now on to Hannah. What Hannah wants my followers to know about me. Now, a lot of this is obviously edited, because I can't say a lot of these things. But yeah, she said that they need to know you have a good sense of humor. And I think, again, my friends would all say this. I have a very dirty sense of humor, and a very good sense of humor, in the sense of just no one expects me to come out with it, I don't think. And honestly, like, I generally think sometimes that me and Hannah could have our own comedy sketch show, because nobody sees this side to us and knows this side. But sometimes we just sit there and we just piss ourselves, because we're like, if anybody could hear us or see us right now, this is like comedy sketch worthy. So there's quite a few things she wants me to say. She says that I'm supportive when Hannah wants to go yoni egg shopping. I wouldn't say supportive, I would say I have to be there because I'm with her. It's like, I would say it's not like I wanted to go yoni egg shopping with Hannah. You know, it's just weird. It's weird and it freaks me out, but I'm obviously supportive. Like, no matter what my friends do, I'm always going to be supportive of what they want to do. But the yoni egg shopping was a fucking new experience, I'll tell you that. So we're stood in the middle of Selfridges. There's a crystal shop, and she's like, yeah. And I'm like, oh, it looks like an egg. Oh, why would you want an egg one? And then the lady and Hannah are like, because it's a yoni. And I'm like, what's a yoni? Like, just little Virgin Mary naive woman here. And then I get a full-blown explanation, and I'm like, I love crystals, but I don't love them enough to stick them up me. Definitely not. So again, I would say that was through force. I would not say that was free will. But, you know, I just looked at the crystals and were like, I just love my crystals here, not here, okay? Like, that's me, that's fine. I respect what anyone else wants to do. So yeah, Hannah loves that I'm supportive of that. What I'm also not supportive of is when she brings them with her when we're like staying in a hotel, and I'm like, that is not going in you while I am here, okay? No, I draw the line, and Hannah often crosses the line, and I'm like, the line is drawn, okay? No. So Hannah finds it hilarious, and I'm just there like, I have no fucking choice. Like, I've drawn a line of like boundaries here, and yeah, so that's how our friendship works. Normally Hannah just does what Hannah wants to do, and Emma's just horrified most of the time, but supportive still. That we do Lou and Andy impressions from Little Britain. Now, if anybody watches Little Britain, you will know what I mean. Obviously, again, we could not publicly do these impressions because I'm sure nowadays we would get crucified for these. But yes, when we are out, we often do Lou and Andy Little Britain impressions. Because sometimes Hannah like naturally has those moments. Now, you know, Hannah's an amazing person, smart, you know, really intelligent and a lovely, kind person. But sometimes she just has those moments where I'm like, babes, you've just done an Andy. Like, are you sure you want this one? Are you sure? So yeah, we have a little giggle about that, definitely. She says that I'm inclusive as well, but I said I don't really feel that that's a thing. Like, why wouldn't I be inclusive? Do you know what I mean? Like, why would I not? So she says that she wants people to know that I've always treated her exactly the same as anyone else, which she finds really important. And I just feel that's sad because I'm like, why wouldn't someone do that? Do you know what I mean? So that's why I always say, I'm like, why would I treat someone any differently? Like, no matter who you are, no matter what you believe in, like whatever, like why would I treat you any differently? Like, you are you to me. So yeah, and then the final story, well, there's two final stories. So there's another poo story in Paris. Just like really lowering the tone of the stories. So yes, I then went to Paris with Hannah in October, and this is why I refuse to go back to Paris now, because weird things happen and poo related stories happen. And you know, when you're just like, I've been to Paris twice, I think that's enough. They scarred me enough, those trips, but were also good trips. So I think that's enough for me. So yeah, we went to Paris. It was just a really weird trip, to be honest. I mean, obviously we had a note, we can like never talk about it, but it was just a weird ass trip and time to be in. But we were very good, and we were just like, we're just gonna make the most of this situation and just fucking flow of life, because that's all we can do right now without going insane. So we had a good time, and we went to the Moulin Rouge to kind of just be like, fuck it, let's enjoy our time here, let's enjoy it and switch off and have fun. So I really enjoyed the Moulin Rouge. There was like miniature ponies, women diving in tanks with snakes and stuff. It was very extra, but very good. Really highly recommend it. And anyway, in the end, we go out and Hannah's like, I need the toilet. So we were like the first ones out because we were at the back. And I was like, okay, let's go then. So I go in the disabled toilet with her because that's what we do. We'd go to the toilet together because then it saves me having to queue up for the normal toilets, and it's just easier. And if she needs help, I'm there, sort of thing. And we've always kind of done that. And we go to the toilet, and again, without being too graphic, it was thy time of the month. So I was kind of, you know, obviously you have to use toilet paper like for that, or for anything really. And yeah, I think I just put like a bit too much down there, and which wasn't my fault. I obviously needed it, but do you know what I mean? Like sometimes it was just a bit too much. And I went to flush the toilet and it blocked, and I was like, fuck, I've just blocked the toilet. So Hannah's like, I really need to go. So basically Hannah goes, and again, Hannah does what Emma doesn't want her to do, which is cross a boundary, and she has a number 2 in front of me, and I'm like, what are you doing? Like, this was not in the description of friendship, okay? Like, this is not okay. I'm not okay with this. Like, there are boundaries, and you have crossed the boundaries again. And she was just like, I can't help it, I can't help it. And I was like, I know you can't help it, but do you know what I mean? Like, I just feel there's like no dignity between us now. So anyway, I was just like, I can't believe you've just pooed in front of me. Like, this is not good. So anyway, we then had a situation because Hannah goes to flush the toilet, and then it gets even worse, the situation. So we've now got number 2s and period all created a situation in this toilet. So obviously we're freaking out, and I'm like, there's no plunger, there's nothing, I don't know what to do, we're gonna have to tell someone. And she's like, yeah, but it's gonna look like I did it because I'm the disabled one. And I was like, yeah, that's okay, I'm down with that, like we'll just blame it on you. So anyway, little did I know in the meantime that everybody started coming out of the Moulin Rouge, and everybody is queuing for the normal toilets outside the disabled toilet. So there's me just being my natural loud self, and Hannah obviously like talking as well. And then I go to open the door, and then everybody looks at us, and you can just tell they've heard everything that's just happened in that toilet. And I'm like, The only thing we could do right now is own this situation and walk with confidence to the exit. So that's what we did. And yeah, that was humiliating. You know, when you're just like, world eat me up right now, it was definitely one of those moments. So that was the other Pooh Paris story. And then finally, Hannah wants me to tell you that I draw a good penis picture. I'm not gonna, well, I was gonna use the word dick pic, but we'll use penis picture for the vulgarity factor here. Now, some context of this before everybody judges is Hannah has a collection, and sometimes when I'm feeling sad, or I don't know, like just even random freaking moments against my free will, again, boundaries line crossed against Emma's free will here, Hannah will send me one from her collection, and I'm like, I did not ask for that. Like, my eyes feel visually raped. Like, what the fuck? But obviously I do end up laughing, so it works. But do you know what I mean? When you're just not expecting that, and obviously like I'm loyal and like, do you know what I mean? I'm like, whoa, no, 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 no. So anyway, that's that. Before I, you know, reveal all Hannah's secrets. So that's what she does, and it's like a known thing, and I'm just like, stop, just stop, I do not need to see this, like please stop. And basically I was sending Hannah some stuff a couple of weeks ago, and I just thought, what can I write on a little note to her to give her a surprise? So I just thought, well, I've got no dick pics, so I'll draw her a dick pic. So I just, on my branded like compliment slips that I put in all my like packages, all my orders, everything, I just drew this very detailed penis for her and was just like, this is how they used to draw dick pics back in the olden days. So I thought I'd give you a throwback and communicate a dick pic to you like they did in the Victorian days. So I literally just drew a penis and sent it to her, and she had hours of laughter from that. Hours of laughter. She was like, this is the best thing I've ever received in my life. But after sending it, I did think, shit, if this parcel goes missing and someone opens it, or it falls into the wrong hands, like my brand, my website, my social media is on this with a gigantic penis. And I was like, never to be done again after that. I learned my lesson. So that was a one-off commission piece for Hannah. I was very proud of it, but it was a one-off commission piece, never to be recreated again. And don't worry, if you order from my website, if you order from anywhere, you're gonna receive a lovely, beautiful handwritten note from me. Definitely not a penis picture. But that's me, guys. That's my life. That is what my friends and my parents would love for you to know about me. And who knows, if this career goes tits up, maybe Hannah and I will have our own comedy sketch show, but it probably would be taken off the air very quickly. But yes, I hope you've enjoyed this video anyway, and have got this far and are not grotesqued by the situations that have happened, but I'm sure we could all relate to these things in our life. And you know, if you take anything from this video, just know that it's okay if you shit yourself in the middle of Paris. We've all been there, literally. So I hope you all have a great week, whatever you're up to. Thank you so much for watching this video. I appreciate all your views and likes. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new here, because I would love to see you again soon. Don't forget to leave me a comment in the comments box down below, because I reply to them all, and I will see you in my next video, which will be next week. Lots of love, guys.